This is the best astrology lesson that you ever had in your life. I'm about to tell you stuff that astrologers don't even tell you. And so we're going to start out with the houses in astrology, and we're going to do numerology together. And so this is going to fit with your three-coded numerology numbers, which is your attitude number, your birth number or soul number, and also your life path number. The numbers is always the same. And so now I'm about to go in. I'm going through every sign, every house, but also I'm doing numerology with it, so you can understand. Okay, when we speak of Aries, right? The first house, and this house is about what? Because it's number one. It's about self. So when we do numerology, it's all about self. It's all about leadership. So that's what the number one represents. And so, but you didn't know that in numerology, number one is the sun. Not only the ram of Mars, but also the sun. But since Aries governed this house, this lets you know that the number one represents the self. You know, everything you do is like a warrior spirit. You do it, you're confident, you're strong. But since you got Leo 2 in there, because it's numerology, 1, wow. This makes you even stronger and more confident. So this lets you know how powerful the number one vibration is. And so, when you look at the number one, you see the number one in the what? The first month in the Western calendar, right? Which is Capricorn. And so this gives the one the ability to manifest materially. See what I'm saying? And so we speak of number one. We also speak of number 10, which is Libra. So this gives the number one charm. You know what I mean? To be stylish and be creative and be a leader again. And so we got 3 cardinal signs basically in the number one. And plus Leo itself. So this lets you know that the number one is the most powerful number in the universe, because it's not only just being selfish. If the one tuned in with itself, the one got the ability to rule the masses, which means become one with everyone and everything as a whole. But on the downside of number one, the little number one would be what? The little number one would be the type of person who's selfish, who all about themselves, who's so egotistic, who don't want to hear what you got to say. But when the number one becomes whole with everyone, number one listens to you. Number one in tune with your vibes. Number one become one with you, or one with him, one with her. And so this is how it operates. So that's why the choice is yours. And so we speak of the Aries, we speak of those who are the Superman and Superwoman of the Zodiac. You know what I mean? Who started off the new beginnings. You know what I mean? Who are about the action. Who are all about being an explorer, adventurous. Because if you're the first in creation, right? If you're the first, this is the matter. You know, the sun is the first in creation. Also, they got Mars in there, and they got Capricorn, Saturn, and they also got Venus. And so when we talk about, because we know Venus represents love. This give you the love thing, and the Capricorn represents what? The materialistic gain, and the fire represents the spiritual aspects, which give you creativity, right? That means then you got fire 2 times. See what I'm saying? Two fires. You know what I mean? And so you got 3 cardinals, right? And you got 1 fixed sign, right? And so with it being said, it show you that they can be fixing their ways and stuck in their ways and too egotistic. And so anybody who got number ones as an attitude number will act that way and will carry it out. And this is what you would see. And so anybody who have the number one as their soul number, this is what they destined to carry out. Because the soul number, which is the day you're born on, and when we speak of the day you're born on, if you're born on the 10th, if you're born on the 12th, if you're born on the 10th, if you're born on the, I made a mistake when I say 12. If you're born on the 10th, if you're born on the 19th, and if you're born on the 28th, you got the number one. So you still got the same characteristic tracks, because the number will always carry the same energies, these 4 planets. But they always associate number one with Leo itself. But what they didn't tell you, that it got other aspects too. And so when you read about the number one, you see all of this in there. Because number one are born to be in charge and to lead. And who is like that? All the cardinal signs, right? And also the Leo. So all these are leader signs. See what I'm saying? You got 3 cardinals, and Leo itself is a leader. And so, and they're original, which means they're trendsetters. They do things their own way. They're creative. You know what I mean? They're very active, a lot of energy. They're very energetic, you know what I mean? And they never give up. It's hard for a number one to give up. Number one, keep going. And number one always want to win and always consider itself as number one. But as long as the number one self others, you know what I mean, and be able to sell other people's point of view, this is how the number one people win. You know what I mean? So we speak of the number one. That I mean, they fearless, they bold, they strong, they're aggressive, very aggressive, and they to do it themselves types. You know what I'm saying? They don't even care about what you say. They're going to do it themselves. Like if they ask you something, and you take too long, they gonna get it done anyways. Because they all about, I could do it better. You know what I mean? So we speak to the number one, they ambitious, you know what I mean? And they're visionary, they see it. And they got a great, quick intuition where they see flashes of light. So with this being said, they got all the psychic abilities because you got to understand that it's a lot of fire. They're the most powerful number, which is number one. So we speak of the Aries. This is what the Aries represents. You see all of this. See what I'm saying? This is what they didn't tell you, the secrets. And so when you're born on, we talking about like if you're born on the 1st, the 19th, the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, and the 28th, then you have this vibration. But how these numbers are different is that if you're born on the 1st of any month now, the 1st, or you have this as your life path, the numbers is always the same. The meaning is always the same. It's just that number one is your attitude numbers, what people going to see, and this is what you're going to carry out. So how you get your attitude number, you always add, like you add the month and the day you're born together. Not the year, but the month and the day you're born together. Like, for example, I'm born October the 1st, right? And so October the 9th. I keep messing up. October the 9th. And so October the 9th is 10 plus 9, and I get 19. And so you add 1 plus 9, you get 10, which is 1. And so this, my attitude is 1. So this is my vibration right here. And so this is how you get your attitude number. Only your attitude number is 1 through 9. So we add it up. This is what you get. For another example, 9. If you're born on September the 7th, you got to add 9 plus 7, and you're going to get 16. And so you add 1 plus 6, you get 7. So this is your attitude number. And so it's very simple. And so the thing is about the number one, how it will be different from the person who's born on the 10th, but they still the number one. They still carry the same energy. It is that number 10 will add more spice and make it more forceful because it got 0. So the 0 have meaning too. So it adds 0 behind the number one. It's still number one, but it'll be like a little different. Like it's like different styles. Like they got the same vibration, the same energy. There's different style. Like the 0 is Pluto, and Pluto will give it more power, more intense, because Pluto represents the God force. It's number 0, like the womb of the universe. And so it'll be more intense, more. You think number one is powerful. Number 10, who born on the 10th of any month, they're very powerful. They like it to achieve. Because number ones are successful and they are the achievers. You know what I mean? So they get it done. They're very ambitious and goal oriented. They always got to have a goal, a plan. And it's a lot to this reading. See what I'm saying? So when we speak to the number one, beautiful people, you know what I mean? We talking about people who are unique. This is positive energy, you know what I'm saying? Very positive energy, but on the downside, you know, they could be the worst. They could be arrogant, narrow-minded, don't care what you got to say, bossy, all of that. And even be weak-willed and be a follower, which they don't supposed to be. So that being said, number one is all about leadership, naturally, any leadership position. You know what I mean? So when we speak to the Aries, now you understand what the Aries is. Now you understand what a Libra is. Now you understand what a Capricorn is. Now you understand what a Leo is. But what I want y'all to understand that this is one number that represents the Aries and Libra and all the other signs. See what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of elements. Always a whole bunch of elements that makes a whole body. But let's speak to the number one. We're talking about the Aries right now. So the difference between the number one, the number 10, and those who born on the 19. Now we're going to the 19. The 19 you add, you don't only have the sun and all the other traits. You got the number 9, which is Mars. And so you got 1 and 9 together. So which even add more vibration to the number one, because the number one is the sun and all the elements I just named. Plus you got number 9, which is Scorpio, which I got to understand that the number 9 also has Sagittarius and Virgo in it. See what I'm saying? And so this being said, not only Scorpio and Aries is the number 9, because Aries is also the number 9. And so when you add this on, you're going to add Scorpio spirit. You're going to add, which is powerful, Pluto. And Sagittarius, which is growth, expansion. And so those who born on the 19th of any month, and the 19th of any month, who is the number 1 vibration, because it is number 1, you'll be the type who be powerful, all about expansion, all about growth. So your wealth gonna grow. So all number 1 is about success. So the 19 be even more powerful. So because you know it got Sagittarius and Jupiter in there. We know that Jupiter is very powerful. So you can go to the screens. You be the type who go to the screens. You know what I mean? So on the good side or the downside. Now those who born on the 28th, if you're the number 1 person who born on the 28th, you got 2. You be the more peaceful kind, like, because you got Cancer Moon, the water, which is number 2. Then you got the number 8, which is Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Aquarius together, which is Uranus. You be more like peaceful. You be more like balanced. You know what I mean? You be more like all about, you know, having things. You know what I mean? So you definitely most like to succeed in a peaceful way, and you be more thinking. Your energy be more like calmer than the rest of them. Especially when you got the 2 in it, the little water to balance it out. And so this is how it operates. I don't care if your birthday, I don't care if this your attitude number, I don't care if this your soul number, and I don't care if this your life path number. Now, I got to go on because the life path number go over the 31 days that you're born on. So when we speak of the number 37, because we got to go to the next, which is number 1, we speak of those who very creative and those who more psychic than anybody, because they got the number 3, which is Neptune and Jupiter, and they also got number 7, which is the Moon, Jupiter, and Venus, that add to the number 1 vibration. And so I know you like, dog, it's a lot of planets in number 1. Yeah, it's probably about 9, but just let you know that the power that you have, you be more like the psychic kind of number 1. The one who can read people, places, and things. It comes easy to you. You definitely got the supernatural powers, and you were born, you know, with abilities. So let's move up the ladder. Now, when you got, if your birthday add up, we add up all the numbers to the what else would make number 1? Number 46. So we talking about the 46. You'll be more balanced and stable too, because you got the number 4, which is earthly energy, which is stable, and you got number 6, which is all about peace and harmony, which is justice. But you the type who be the fighter for justice. And so we could go on and on and on, but I'm just giving you an example of the Aries. And anybody who had the number 1, it don't matter what month. No matter if they had the number 1 as their attitude number, their soul number, or their life path number. The life path number is when you add up your whole birthday. For example, my birthday is October the 9th, 1977. Now, if I add up 1, I got to add up my month number, which is 10, plus the 9. So that's 19 already. And so that's 1. And then I got to add up my year, which is 1977. So you add up 1977, you can get 24, which is 6. So together, 2 plus 4 is 6. And so you got life past 7. See what I'm saying? That's how you add up your whole birthday, just like that. But so we add 19, we add up my whole birthday, you got 7. So that's my life path number. This is how it works, beautiful people. And so you got to add up your whole birthday. It's simple. It's very simple. Very simple. And you got to break it down all the way to a single number. Unless when you add it up, it come out to be a master number like 11 or a master number like 22 or 33. And how you get that is like it's like we add it up and it come up to 29, right? And so you add 2 plus 9, you got 11. You can't break that down. That's your life path number. So another example, if your number come up to be like hold up, for example, like to get master number 22. That mean you can't break that down neither. Only if it's 22 now, but if it's if your number come out to be 22, you can't break that down. Or 33, you can't break that down. And these numbers is very rare, especially 33. Number 11, you see a lot. Number 22, you might see, a lot. But 33 is very rare. And so this is how it works. And so we talking about the number one vibration. You know what I mean? As long as you don't be headstrong, you are great. You know what I mean? Because you love to win. You love to come in first. And so now since I done broke down to how this numerology go, right? What I want you to do, apply this to Aries Zodiac when I go through the Zodiacs. Now I'm about to finish off with the number one. We talking about Aries. And so Aries, the number one. So when we talking about the number one, or that first house of Aries itself, you can be anything you choose to be, anything you set your mind to. And so a lawyer, you'd be good at that, writing, a person who takes photos, a photographer, you know what I mean, a pioneer, a trendsetter, any trends, your own business, executive in any position, you know what I'm saying, any high rank, entrepreneur, because you know how to get it done. It don't matter what it is, so you're so determined, you get things done, and you naturally a problem solver. And so a scientist definitely, because you're a great researcher, because you deal with the mind, number one, deal with the mind also. Some make you conscious and give you all this energy and make you the type who express themselves. This is masculine energy, which give you joy. You know what I mean? And Mars give you the aggressive powers, the warrior spirit. You know what I mean? As a fighter, to never give up. And Saturn give you the discipline, to discipline yourself, the ability to discipline yourself and to take responsibility. And Venus give you the ability to love everybody on the universal level and to love beauty and life itself. So as the number one, Capricorn give you the ability to manifest. You know what I mean? Material manifesto, you go get it, right? And the Sun make you a natural leader. Capricorn make you a natural leader and thinker. So you got all the elements. If a person got number ones as an attitude number or as a soul number, especially as a life path number, because they say this is the most important number because it governs your whole being. And so how you work your magic, because number one is magical. A lot of number ones be into the occult and magic, you know what I mean? And they take action. They really know what they're doing, because number one is all about the facts. It's all about solving problems. So with this being said, you got the practical Capricorn. Also you got the Libra who like facts and who's a thinker. You know what I mean? So this being said, as the number one vibration, you got compassion for humanity. And so you can spark a nation. So you like to inspire people. You like to motivate people. And so this is the spirit of an Aries too. So that's why they say number one is a Superman, a Superwoman, because it got Aries 2 in it. See? So we start out with the Aries, the first house. You know what I mean? So your sexuality is very high as number one vibration, and you don't have no problem being in the spotlight, because you only got Aries, you got Libra who like the spotlight, and you got Leo who like the spotlight. You know what I mean? And so that overtake Capricorn. You know what I mean? So that being said, you got to understand how it works. But they didn't tell you this. That's why I'm going in. I'm starting with Aries. I'm going up the houses. You know what I mean? Because you know the first house represents self, right? And so this is what they mean. This give you ability. You know what I mean? You know, this is all about you, your personal self, your personal strength. So we talking about the Aries. The Aries are the type of people who are adventurous, who explore, you know what I mean, who love to do things, all about life, all about funness, all about happiness. And they don't like to be bored. And so their energy is constant flowing. They're always on the go. See what I'm saying? And so they represents the head. You know what I'm saying? The head as the thinker, because the number one deal with the mind anyway. So, and also the root chakra. So when we talk about oneness, the oneness of everything. So, because you got to understand that in number one, you got Libra, which is the heart chakra, right? You got Capricorn, which is the root chakra, right? You got Leo, which they say is the six chakras, and sometimes they say the heart too. So with that being said, the six is the third eye. But you know what I'm saying? Aries itself represents the head area. So with that being said, this lets you know how powerful the number one is. It represents, when you talk about the whole, when it connect with everything, it always rooted. You have everything it takes to win. I mean, everything's the full body, number one. Number one means your whole being. See what I'm saying? Or if you're selfish and you separate the parts from your body, you disconnect with the universe. And this is how you lose. Even though you might win on a small level, but you ain't going to win on a global level. See what I'm saying? And when you don't be your true self and you follow other ideas and not being yourself, you lose as number one. And anybody born on the 10th, the 10th, the 19th and 28th has this energy. That's why you can relate to an Aries, a Leo, a Libra, and stuff like that, and Capricorn. And so this is how it works. It's a lot now. Now you see the picture, right? So your months, as you know January part of your month, because that's the first month, and you know October is, and you know August, and you know April. That's how it works. That I mean, with numerology, because it depends on what a Leo, which is the, August, and Aries, which is April, which cover the whole April, and October, which is what? Which is Libra, and Capricorn, which is January. So this is how it works. This also lets you know that since you're the number one in numerology, meaning Leo, and number one, since it got all the other signs in it, that you can relate to a Libra, which is the number 6, and Libra is also the number 7. So you can also relate to people born on the 6th, or the 15, or the 24th, and so forth. That represents the number 6, and also the 7, the same, the 7, the 16, and so forth. And also, Aries is also the number 9 in numerology, so you also can relate to people who have the number 9. That I mean, and so you also can relate to a Leo, which is the number 1 itself. See what I'm saying? And so it depends on you of who you can relate to, but you're most likely to identify with them, and you wonder why. See what I'm saying? And so you the type of Aries, if you had the number 1 vibration. If you were Aries and you got, if you're born in the month of Aries and you got the number 1, shoot, that's added energy. I just read you. Now, if this your life path number as number 1, I just read you too. And so you here to help lead the masses in the right direction and help solve problems of the world. So this is basically it. And how you do that? Through nurturing, through many ways. You're really not a nurturer, but you're the one who inspire people to become powerful. You're the one who here to help people reach their higher self, and to be an example of that and show them how to be their higher self. That's why them ones are more examples. So everything you do, people watching you, you stand out. So just like Aries stand out, you stand out. So I ain't only just speaking of number 1, I'm speaking of these other signs too, so you understand why the other signs do what they do. That I mean, because this ain't the only number that they represent, but the main number in numerology, it will be a Leo, which represents number 1. But I'm showing you that it also represents Aries because it's the house. And the house means, house is like your chakra, right? And so in your chakra, you got Libra, you got Leo, you got all these other signs. And so you got to understand why the house is more important, why it means the self too. So you see that everything correlates. So I know I've been long on the Aries, and I'm going to move on now. I'm going to be quick on the other one because I gave you an example. And since I gave you an example, this also going to lead you to understand the other ones when I go through them quickly. It's the same way. And the Aries heart problems deals with, because the Aries represents the head, definitely anything that deals with the mind, probably migraines and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's best for the Aries to eat healthy, eat something that deals with the mind, you know what I mean? And to think right. You know what I mean? Channel their energy, balance it out. And don't be so moving all the time, and they need to rest themselves and meditate, you know what I mean? And they need to listen to their intuition, because sometimes they be so fired up, the intuition to tell them something, and sometimes they could listen, but sometimes they don't. If they listen to it all the time, this how they'll win, because you got to understand, number 1 is action-packed more than, listen to their thoughts or their or their intuition. But sometimes they do, and they make great thinkers because it's deal with the mind. So it's for them to slow down some, so they can channel this energy right, because they're naturally magical. Even in the tarot card, it'd be like the magician. So with it being said, and so the best mates, especially for the number 1s, it be those who born on the 1st of any month, the 10th of any month, 19th of any month, and the 28th of any month. And also those who born, you know what I mean, who born as Aries themselves, Leo themselves, Aquarius themselves, and stuff like that. And also a Libra, can fit in with them because it's the 10th month. So this is how this works, beautiful people. See what I'm saying? Number 1, or the Aries, you got to also watch out for the eyes. You know what I mean? Watch out for the eyes and health disorders and lung problems and stuff like that, and your blood pressure. So since you're an Aries, your best color will definitely be red. And you got yellow, orange, and brown. Also, your best colors. And the best time for you, since you're aggressive energy, is definitely the daytime. That's when you're very active. And so, we talking about your sexual peak. You know what I mean? Usually like strong sex, like you like to take control. You know what I mean? So for you to let your partner have some type of control too. And you like to be in the spotlight. And so you don't mind, to share your sex life in public. I mean, because you're all about the spotlight. So the thing for you that you like yours quick and direct and strong. You like strong sex, powerful, quick and direct. And so, you know what I mean, you like to really feel it or give it hard. So with this being said, meditation for you should visualize that you won with everyone and everything. This is how you win. Goal is leadership, organizations, being on the front, being the front of the line, and the bracelet over up to your intuition and your spirituality. This is how you win. You know what I mean? And so you need to balance yourself out and slow down some, because you're the type who always active, always doing stuff. And you could be headstrong. So with that being said, slow down that macho superwoman spirit that you have, you know. And your spiritual ability is that you got a strong intuition and you good judge of character. We can read people, places, and things, and you're definitely a problem solver. So take advantage of this as the number one. And so when we think of the number one, we talking about the Sun Ra. We talking about Aries, which is Asar. We also talking about Patar, cause, you know what I mean, with the earthly form Patar, with the craftsmen and all that there. And we also, you know, we talking about Seltman, the female aspects. You know what I mean? Yeah, Seltman. And so with this being said, now you know the number one vibration. It's more netters and rules, but now I'm about to go to number two. When we talking about Taurus, right? Taurus, the bull, the second house. You know what I mean? The number two. You know what I mean? Because you already know number one was the masculine energy, and the Taurus represents the female aspects, but it's strong as the bull. You know what I mean? And so we talking about a balance here. So we talking about Taurus, we talking about the sensual one, the sexual one. So number two vibration is that the Taurus is more peaceful, more laid back, and more in tune with the spirit, more observant. And two is a manifestation number. So Taurus is earthly and it manifests, but it's in the second house. But in numerology, number two correlates, it's the moon. So you definitely, number two would be the moon child, the Taurus baby, the moon child. But what you didn't know is Cancer too. And so we talking about the number two people are very protective and very careful because they got the moon in there. And they're one of the most loving people in the universe. See what I'm saying? And so they got a great psychic ability, and probably the most psychic out of all. Cancer is probably the most psychic because the moon is the mother of all the water. So this give you common sense that the moon, just like the sun, rule everything. So not only is the number one powerful, the number two is very powerful. And so we speak to the number two, we speak to the Cancer. We speak to those who are in harmony, all about love, all about, you know, protecting their loved ones. They're all about unity, but at the same time, they protect their household. Just like a Taurus is very protective. See what I'm saying? You add that on. This is the water, then you got the earth, which is the Taurus. You got the water, which is the moon, Cancer. So they're sensual. They pick up energy. They can feel energy. They know you. I mean, you can't just say anything because they know you. Then also you got the second month, which is deal with Aquarius. And so when you got Aquarius added to it, Aquarius is supposed to be one of the most powerful and most highly intellectual zodiac. And so you got the number two of the second house, Taurus people who has the ability of Aquarius too, which is a thinker. You know what I mean? Because when you got Aquarius, you're talking about Uranus and you're talking about Saturn because it's two planets. So it's mostly identified with Uranus, but also Saturn. And so Aquarius, Uranus is a higher mind, higher thoughts, higher thinking. This deal with the intuition and all that there, sixth sense. And so you add more. You add to find the Taurus up. And this house here, because you're talking about number two. So shoot, when you add the Aquarius intuition, the higher mind with the moon, shoot, man, this is full throttle power because the moon is powerful itself, probably one of the most powerful in the zodiac. So when we talk about this Taurus, a lot of you Taurus, sensual, feeling, all about life, all about relaxation. And what's relaxation? You yourself and the moon is relaxation. So when we talking about the Aquarius like do things on their own, so you could be the independence type too as the number two. So you don't have to be just all up under people, because within you like to unite, but also you like to be to yourself. And so as the number two vibration, it represents unity. This is the mother energy, mother spirit. So the moon or the Taurus, the Venus will take over this house. And this give you charm, you know what I mean? This make you more sensual than others and sexual, but your sexuality will be more calm like and smooth like, you know what I mean? And so this makes you a smooth individual. But you can be passive aggressive. So it's those who born on the 2nd, you know what I mean? Also those who born on 11. 11 is a higher vibration of 2. So when you add 11, you're talking about you adding a Scorpio on 2. We're going to get to that. You know what I mean? We're going down the line. And so we're talking about those born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, and the 29th. Those who have the 38 as a life path. And those who have the 47 as a life path, right? And so this is the 2nd house, right? This 2nd house will govern materialist things, possessions and values and stuff like that. And so this is what it's about when you're dealing with a number 2 person or a Taurus. The same as a Taurus, the same as number 2 can identify with a Taurus. The Taurus like to have things. And also it's about what you value the most. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. And also about harmony, your relaxation, your peace. You like to know things. You like to explore. You know what I mean? You like to explore. You like to know things. So you make a great researcher. And you dive deep into just like the water of the moon. Just like the water of the moon, you dive deep into your studies. So this would let you know you're highly intelligent, you like information. And people come to you for counsel because you know what you're talking about. So, and you're cool to be talking to. You're a cool person, cool individual. The same as a Taurus spirit, see what I'm saying? But you also could be jealous because you got that Venus, because it's the Venus-Taurus energy. That's on the other side. The other side is is to the screen because you got a duality. 2 is a duality, which is female energy. Which means the other side is passive aggressive. It's to the worstest. You could be the most dangerous person there is on the earth because your emotions, you live by your moods and stuff like that. But on the surface, you always cool. You appear to be cool, especially as a Taurus. And so if you're a Taurus, this relates to you. If you got the number 2, this relate to you. See what I'm saying? This relates to you. That means the number 2 energy. It's all about peace and harmony. The number 2 is all about family, structure, home, life, and things of that nature. And so the Taurus is the same. So as a number 2, and as a Taurus, you like beautiful things. So that being said, now you know. See what I'm saying? So this is what the number 2 definitely represents. So number 2 got the ability to bring people together. You know what I'm saying? And be a diplomat. They deal with diplomat, the same as a Taurus, a smooth, charming one who got the smooth talk game. And so with this being said, but on the downside, Taurus could be one of the worstest because got that Venus. Because what's on the other side? What's the opposite of love? It's hate, right? Taurus can be the most revengeful and snapful person, and plus it got the bull, the horns. And so then they got the Aquarius, rebel, stubborn. So shoot, you got 2 fixed signs now. You got 2 fixed signs in the number 2. 2 fixed signs and 1 cardinal. The cardinal is the Cancer. And then you got the Aquarius, the fixed signs. See what I'm saying? And so they can be stuck in their ways. They can be fixed. But because fixed don't mean that it's negative. Fixed means that they can be solid too. Like when they write, they can be stuck on righteous, doing what is right and fight for it, go all the way and get it done. And so this gives them the ability to get things done and make them stable too. And so, but they can be stubborn till they don't want to hear nobody else's ideas and what other people got to say. But since they got the Cancer to lead it off, they can listen to you. They like to listen, sit back and lay back and be the power behind the throne. The same as a Taurus. A Taurus is all about love. They like peaceful things, like the peaceful music and stuff like that. And so they over sensual. And they like to collect things. And they have the power of persuasion. They're very psychic, observant. They have a love of details and concepts. They are easygoing. They're agreeable, which means it would make them diplomats, and they're considerable, and they're peacemakers naturally, and they're caring, they're kind, they're charming, like I said, and they're understanding, and they're fair. And so, but on the downside, they can be very petty, and snap quick, you know what I'm saying, and small-minded, shy, weak, all of that in one. But, you know, because they rule by the moon, so they got psychic abilities of all kinds, which they can feel energy, so they know energy. You can't just say this and say that because they can feel your energy, feel your vibe, and let you know what it is. Also, they got the ability to see. You know what I mean? Also, what is called the medium experts, where spirits talk to them. They got all the psychic abilities, especially when we're dealing with that water. You know what I mean? So, and they can feel like the psychic ability where you can feel things in your body that you may have pain in your body. You know what I mean? But it ain't your pain. See what I'm saying? It's somebody else's pain. I mean, that you're feeling. Because all the time you feel the pain in your body, you pick up other people's energy. So as a Taurus, the Taurus the same as it operate as a Cancer, but it be more earthly like. See what I'm saying? That's all it is. They got the same energy, so they relate in a lot of ways, which is Cancer and Aquarius. And so he speaks of the intellect to let you know what a Taurus is. But the intellect gonna be more on what? More on getting things, having things, earthly things, and also they can be problem solvers also, you know what I mean? So the mother is always caring and nurturing. So Taurus will give you things, will give you gifts and stuff like that. I mean, and they'll know what you like when they talk about material things. They'll know what you like. And they're all about beautiful things. They like landscape and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And so, you know, it's basically definitely how it works. So we're talking about the moon, Cancer, the Taurus. The moon give them the essential, the psychic ability. And, you know, Taurus is the cardinal. This make them a leadership. The Taurus, you know, the second house. You know what I mean? So Aquarius is what? Aquarius is highly intelligent and intuitive. Higher mind, higher thoughts. They can be their higher self. And so as a Taurus, you can be all of that. And so your occupation be like a poet, you know, a musician, a designer, anything that deal with food. Cause Taurus love food. They love to cook. Restaurant designer, a healer. You could be a healer, an engineer type person, a librarian. Anything that deal with intelligence like computer, editing, a programmer, all of that. That means you can do anything that deal with beauty, anything that deal with healing and stuff like that. And so a librarian, even a cashier, anything that deal with money, a restaurant owner, anything that dealing with owning, being a business in food, you can be an actor and also a host, because you got to understand that your moods change. Most psychic gift is clear feeling, which is clear sentence, and an empath, psychic empath. And so you could do the aura reading, and you're highly intuitive. I'm going to give you the ability as a Taurus to be a psychic, to be intuitive, emotional caretaker, to reflect your thoughts. Like somebody can say something to you, you might not catch on then, and then you might think about it, and then you say, oh, okay, this person was talking about me all along, you know what I mean? And so now you know how to come with a person, you know what I mean? So also give you the ability to be comfortable. Just the female aspects, to be this female energy. This don't mean that you're a female, you know what I mean? Just the energy of laid back, comfort. You know, how female are like more caring, more nurturing, stuff like that. And so you deal with feelings. So on the downside, it make you moody. The person who private, you know what I mean, who very fearful, and all about and take losses and makes you isolated, nervous, unrestful, all of that. And so as the Taurus and all number twos, you have some of the same energy that I'm feeding right now. I don't care if you're born on the 2nd, if you're born on 11, if you're born on the 20th, if you're born on the 29th, if you have the number 38 as a life path number, or the number 47 as a life path number, this is you too, and so forth. You know what I mean? So if this is your attitude number, you have a cool demeanor, you know what I mean, attitude, but within you feel the emotions of other people, and you can hold in a lot, but after a while you might explode, you know what I mean? Because the person might have said something or done something to you, then after a while, you might let it out, and you might have a whole list because you're very detail-oriented. You got the Aquarius spirit too in you. So with that being said, you might let it out, and you're very influential, behind the throne type person. Like nobody really know that you really influenced a leader. Somebody might be a president or something, but you the one who influenced this president. So you have really secret authority over this president that nobody knew that you were the one who inspired or influenced this person. So that number twos do, and that's very smooth. Nobody never know that you did something because this is how you operate. So with that being said, if this your attitude number, this is how you act. You know what I mean? This is why people see you cool. They like being around you. Got a smooth aura, good aura, probably the best out of all numbers. You know what I'm saying? Taurus got a cool, romantic like look, and plus the Venus like stylish like flavor. And so with that being said, I ain't only speaking of a Taurus, but I'm speaking of number twos too. You know what I mean? Because it's the second house. And I'm speaking of all those who the twos. I don't say the numbers now. I say it again. You know what I mean? Any number that add up to the 2. And so you have this type of flare. So with it being said, your health deal with your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra. Also, it deals with your stomach and your digestive system, problems of all kinds. The female urine tract, and also ulcers, and also cancer itself. And also, you know, anything that deals with your sacral area. What I mean, like your vagina or your penis in that area. See what I'm saying? And deal with tumors. It deal with all of that. Tumors. Inside you can be poisoned on the inside for the food you eat or something like that. You deal with diabetes and stuff like that. So your mates, since you the Taurus, anybody who born in May, definitely May. Those who born in July, and those who born in February, definitely. And also, you know, the number 2s can identify with 7s because the moon is also in the number 7. So anybody who's born probably as we say might be a Pisces, which is March. Anybody, the 7 represents Libra, so it might be October. So 2s can identify some of everything. So it's up to you how you carry this energy as a Taurus or the Numerology 2 person. I'm just reading you off. And this ain't gonna be the only thing that represents the number 2. Like I say, I'm just giving you some so you get an idea. So you put all the pieces together. That's why this video here, the best astrology that you ever, that best astrology lesson that you ever had. Your sexual peak, how you like to have sex would be more like a slow grind, something that's more like romantic and harmony. Not romantic far as the Greek aspects what they talking about. But we talking about, you know, we talking about slow grind. We talking about something that's very peaceful and harmony like, and really you don't like to rush the way you do sex or quickies. You know what I mean? You most likely, you know, like the slow movement. You know what I mean? And take your time. And meditation for you to visualize yourself in partnership. You know what I mean? And visualize that you're connected to all spirit and all energy. You know what I mean? And this is how you win. And visualize love, beauty, and harmony. And visualize and imagine that you're receiving information from everywhere. You know what I mean? And that you're helping people with this information. Visualize things like that you're receiving information from the universal force, from the great spirit. And visualize that you're united with everyone and everything. Number 2 deal with creativity too, and self-confidence, which is the Taurus, and imagination. So you might be the type of imaginative about love and about harmony, about peace all the time. You know what I mean? And this will keep you in tune spiritually. You know what I mean? So definitely the color orange will be one of your colors. You know what I mean? Definitely embrace your sexity. You know what I mean? Embrace your sexity, but do it in a smooth, positive way. You know what I mean? And your colors is like orange and purple, stuff like that. Orange, purple, yellow. So, and also blue. You know what I mean? It's that Venus spirit, blue. So green is your color. I can't forget about green and white. So your life goal definitely is to enjoy yourself and be all about fun, express yourself. You know what I mean? And it's all about pleasure for you. You know what I mean? Anything that please you, put you in harmony and tune with you is good for you, and that's good for you. Utilize that, like through the music, through something that's peaceful or harmony, something that you love. And so your sacral chakra will bring out the creativity in you. See what I'm saying? Just like the root chakra, the number 1s represents, you know, a stable, strong scrim, because number 1s help keep the whole foundation of your body stable. Number 1 keep your body grounded. The number 2 is the life force. See what I'm saying? So this show you how powerful the Taurus is. So the Netarus for you is Het Heru, or Hathor, what they call in Greek culture, and also Set, definitely, what they call Isis in Greek culture. Also, Amen Ra, the great god Amen. It's part of the Taurus vibration and the number 2. So now you know, and there's many more. But you know, the number 2 of Taurus is all about security. know what I mean? Organization and structure, they be good working with groups and organizations, and they got many talents and abilities. And so they're great. They're creative artists, and they're very loving, because number 2 is very romantic and very loving, and very people who are in tune with themselves and harmony. But on the downside, they're slow moving, have little to say. They stay in their little box, their little rut, and they're boring. You know what I mean? And they can be stubborn. Your life lesson is to balance out your energy and your sensitivity, because you're very sensual, and to work on your boundaries and work on your impatience and stay grounded. And connect to your psychic self and use your psychic gifts and your ability to bring love, peace, and harmony. You know what I mean? So the Taurus vibration and the number 2s or 11s or 20, people born on the 20th, or who had the number 20 in their chart, or the 29th or 38, and so forth. And so is this your attitude number? This is how you act? It's your soul number. This is what you destined to carry out, because this is the most powerful vibration that carry the most impact is the day you were born on. And your life path is the most important. It's your overall being.
Wow, this is part 1. Now go to part 2. Now we're going into the 3rd house and Numerology 3. I'm giving it to you. Yeah.